Hello guys, this is Vaish. So 28th December, we have a lot of important articles to discuss. You would have seen this news already, that the non-communicable diseases or the heart attacks and all these things increasing in our country and across the globe also. So in festival seasons and these things, it is repeatedly coming in the news. So that is also one of the article we'll discuss at the end today. And there are a lot of reports which we'll discuss, which will be all important for your prelims. This is all not given directly in your Hindu. It's just mentioning the reports, but I'll teach you the things also, like who publishes the report. Like this, Vaishya students will get hundreds of revision charts. Report specific itself, if you see, this is like one of the chart, this is the second chart, and this is the third chart. So like this, close to 250 charts you will get it based on different subjects. Okay, these are all general charts of 30-40 numbers, and then history will be there around 80 charts, economics will be there 15-20 charts, polity will be there, geography will be there. So all these things will be there in part of our test series, and we'll discuss this Viksit Bharat and many other things which came in today's newspaper. And the test series, Jan 15th is the last date, because obviously that is the date when timetable starts. Okay, so after that, if you join, you will feel like 1 or 2 days are gone, and then it will be very difficult to catch up, because already only 132 days will be there if you start on Jan 15th. Okay, last 2 weeks this has been open, and many students across India has joined. So you also, if you want those revision charts, if you want hundreds of MCQs solved, and with that go and give this attempt, which will help you. Okay, this test series will help you gain a lot of marks. Last year also close to 90 to 100 marks came from our test series. Okay, so you just see see the launch video. If you did not see the launch video, come and WhatsApp me. I'll give you the launch video, understand it, and if it's convincing to you, if it's feeling like this is what you needed all these days, then only enroll to it. Okay, simply do not enroll just for getting a test series. Okay, because such students will not clear, who simply buy 5-6 test series will not clear. You have to buy it, you have to practice it. Okay, 2025 also there is a batch which is 575 day timetable, so that is again a bigger batch. 2026 also will launch soon for a 3-year batch. So all these things are available, and you should come and contact us soon. Okay, so today's paper, if you see, compared to last few days where only 1 or 2 articles we are discussing, here 4 articles are important. Okay, one I told you the health, the heart attacks and all happening across India, that we'll discuss. Same like that, malnutrition related WHO standards. Okay, that we'll study something new which you would not have heard till now, that I'll teach you. Then Kashmir insurgency, which used to like not happen since many days, now suddenly it has again started, and militants and army men are fighting. Okay, so that we'll discuss in just quickly. And then Viksit Bharat, that is the vision of India to be developed, that we'll see. Here it is cricket IPL, not required. Here it is Karnataka local news, not required. Here suspensions happening in parliament because of that security breach, and then the opposition misbehaving in parliament, that kind of issue. Okay, that we have already discussed, it's not required for exam. So 4 articles to discuss. Please watch till the end, and try to be serious in participation also, because if you don't put a like or comment and all, I will not know who are those students who are very sincerely watching Hindu every day. Okay, because we know that who are sincere will definitely pass. So we would like to know who are those people now itself. Okay, because it will take 1 year for you to get your results and all, but before that we can identify those serious aspirants who is giving all those time and effort daily to study things like this. Okay, so current affair packs you can see on screen. This also is very important, especially this pack is important for your 2024 as well as 2025 exam. Okay, so don't miss it out, because the detailing which we give, you will not get anywhere else in this country. Okay, whichever magazines or test series you buy, ours will have the most pinpointed explanations. Okay, not like detailed essays. We will give you correctly the answer and the needed explanation, which is sufficient for you to clear the exam. Okay, so here the WhatsApp number is given again, and watch my foundation also. So first one, WHO standards on malnutrition. They have something called multi-centric growth reference standard, MGRS. Okay, so this is something like they have taken the data of children who has stunting, meaning stunting means their height is not equivalent to their weight, or maybe wasting is there another term. Wasting is again their weight is not correct as per their age. So like that, there are different things. Okay, weight to height and height to age. Okay, that definitions I have already taught you in multiple things. So like that, stunting and wasting are things which happens for children when they are not grown up in proper environment and all. So what this WHO did is they took children's standards and things and all from Brazil, Ghana, India, Norway, Oman and USA, and then they made a chart kind of thing, okay, like what is their height, what is their weight, okay, and these are all children who are grown up in very standard environments, meaning their mother is healthy, the mother don't have any drinking habit or smoking habit, or their environment is healthy, meaning they're rich and prosperous and all, and they can give full nutrition to children. Such kind of cases they have taken and made a chart as a standard, which other countries also is expected to follow. Okay, so that chart is mentioned in today's Hindu newspaper. So this data was collected by trained staff, and it was, as I told, environmental constraints were checked, and basically where there are no environmental constraints to growth. Okay, meaning the child doesn't have any difficulty in getting all the nutrition required. Okay, and the children are all having breastfeeding and not the formula feed or the packet feeds. Okay, so like that, all these height, weight, BMI, everything was generated and a chart was made. That is the meaning of multi-centric growth reference study. In case UPSC asks what is this, is related to WHO for the malnutrition data of children. Okay, so now high levels of children malnutrition has been a persistent problem in India. We know that we have the problem of, as I told, the wasting, which is acute undernutrition. That is, for your height, your weight is not correct. And then the stunting. Okay, here you can see stunting, which is chronic undernutrition, another name for it, which is for your age, you don't have the height. Okay, meaning your age is increasing, but your height is not increasing. So stunting and wasting are two important things which UPSC has already asked. So you should know that. Okay, in our hunger index, global hunger index also, these two things are taken into consideration while making that index. So these are the standards which they call anthropometric standards also. Okay, the human standards. This is what most of the people check. But again, the detriments should be multiple. It's not like only these two you should see. You should see the including the food intake, the dietary, the diversity, health, sanitation, women's status, and everything which is related to poverty. That is also needed to be measured when you measure the undernutrition or malnutrition issue also. So now the WHO standards to measure malnutrition. That is what we told the name, multi-center growth reference study. Okay, so this in 1997 and 2023, those years they took from these countries and they made a thing of birth to 5 years old children. They made a chart. Okay, so now previously WHO had something called this National Center for Health Statistics Reference. Okay, and this was based on only of children from USA. Okay, and that time it was not breastfed children, it was the formula fed or the packet milk protein kind of thing, that which they have, that children standard. So that is outdated now. They are using the other one. So like this, India also will be trying to match to WHO standards, and every country will be trying to match to WHO standards. Okay, this article is about that. So this takes a perspective approach, like how children ought to grow provided they have a healthy environment. Okay, meaning you are not simply blindly referring to that thing and trying to achieve what other children has achieved. You are trying to see like how the children can grow in a healthy environment and try to improve it. Okay, so within India also, samples when it was taken from the rich household of South Delhi, and who meet all these eligibility criteria which I told, non-smoking mother, breastfeeding mother, and other all conditions are favorable for the growth. Such children's data was taken in that chart. Okay, and now in India we cannot take more samples like that. Okay, because our development is not uniform. Okay, we have underrepresentation in the rich also. We don't have proper data set of where all the rich people are. There's no proper data like that. Okay, so you cannot take from random places and then make a chart for India. Even in India, whenever we do a survey, the National Family Health Survey and all, only 12.7% meet the requirements of the minimum acceptable diet as defined by WHO. Meaning we don't have that many possible environments where we can tell it is the best environment for a child to grow. Okay, so the mothers and all in this sample which was taken, the mothers were all like completed 15 years of education. But in Indian survey, if you take, it is only 12 years of schooling has been done. So like that, there is a difference between Indian standards of or Indian surveys and the WHO standards and survey. Author is just comparing it. Okay, so the study norms, as I told, it's very different for the WHO thing and for the National Family Health Survey, because many things are missing in this WHO thing. There is even counseling and given to the parents and all, like how to improve the feeding practice and such things. But in India, no such thing is there. You simply gather some data like census and put it in paper. There is no improvement done. So the methodology, the pooling of data, everything is different for different countries. The genetic things also has to be considered. Like you will know that usually when both parents are short, higher chance are that the children also will be short in height. Okay, but with proper upbringing, like with proper nutrition, proper this thing and all, you will see like the children will be taller. Okay, the new generation children will be taller even though the parents may be shorter. So this kind of things, genetic consideration, how can you improve, like that you have to study from different countries how they have improved the height and the stunting issue they have overcome, and you have to implement in your country also. Okay, so the question is still remaining whether the standard, that is the WHO standard, is too plastic to be useful. Okay, meaning there are many countries which are even poorer, okay, poorer economic condition and all, especially in South Asia itself, and they have shown improvement in stunting, meaning they are not rich, their mothers are not qualifying for that standards and all, still the children, new children are growing up with like a proper height and proper weight and all. So should we question the standards? Okay, this WHO standards, is it too plastic to be useful? Is it relevant? Okay, in India also they are telling, in Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and all, there are children now with increased adult height compared to the previous generation. Okay, stunting is having a faster reduction here. So here and all, it's not like everywhere everybody became rich. Okay, so richness and this money and this qualifications which you put is not the only criteria. Other than that also, people are having that shift, okay, shift in the population level, it is happening. So you should learn from countries like Japan. They are telling, Japan also, there is an assumption that most people are short there, but still there are very, very tall people also. So that kind of things you have to see. And another serious concern in our India, this children are misclassified, okay, meaning who is not supposed to be put under malnutrition, maybe he is classified there, and then overeating will happen. Overfeeding is done to those children under certain government programs, to thinking that they are undernourished, and then what happens is they become overweight. And obesity increases. So this will obviously increase the non-communicable disease in India. Okay, this we'll discuss in the last article when we discuss that heart attack thing. So like that, the data, if it is wrong and children are misclassified, that also is a problem. Okay, so now again, all these things which we have, the schemes, midday meal scheme is there, then other nutrition programs in Anganwadis are there. So here and all, the quality of meals is still very poor. Okay, it's not including the eggs which is required for children's growth. It is not including the proper pulses which is needed for children's growth. So this and all has to be acted upon. The proper nutrients has to come. Okay, and the diet should be diverse. It's not like you overfeed them with cereals, rice and wheat alone. You should give them the proper nutrients and vegetables and fruits and meat and whatever is required for the child's growth, that should be given. Okay, so now improving diet, multiple interventions such as this is sanitation, healthcare, child services, all these are required for better nutritional outcome. So the gaps to fill, we have to work on it, and then we can reduce the stunting, of which, as I told, many detriments are there. Poverty you have to check, education level you have to check, women empowerment you have to check. There are many things you will do. Only then overall development of the country will happen. That too, not just development. Simply by making a $5 trillion economy is not enough. It should be equitably like distributed also. Everybody should be getting access to the richness and development which India is getting. Okay, so this term, just remember, anthropometric indicator. UPSC can directly ask a mains question with this term, and that time you should not confuse what it is. It is the same thing which I explained till now. Okay, all the factors which you consider for deciding the nutrition. Okay, and you should acknowledge that individual children will grow uniquely. Okay, every standard should not be forced onto locations and these things and all. There will be different ways in which a child can still grow and be healthy and nutritious. Okay, so now the same thing, because as I told, national level we don't have proper thing and all, we cannot do international comparison, but for that WHO standards is good, because that is a worldwide approved one, so everyone will do. So that benefit is there for this WHO one. It will help in comparison. Okay, and ICMR, India's Indian Medical Council, Indian Council for Medical Research, they constituted a committee and told we will do a detailed rigorous study on how a child growth should happen and what all strategies is required, and they will make a national growth chart. This was told, but proper thing has not come. Okay, even though it's a welcome move, it is not properly arrived now till now. Implementation is pending. So it's a logical move that we currently follow or stick to the WHO standard itself, because we don't have a proper standard for ourselves. This is the article about malnutrition. Now the second article, Viksit Bharat. Okay, this is actually not a particular scheme. It is a vision of India, that is by 2047. That is when India becomes 100 years of like independence, we will be developed. Okay, Sashakt Bharat, Viksit Bharat, Sashakt Bharat. We cannot stop until this dream is fulfilled for India. Okay, this is what the Prime Minister has told, and that's a very ambitious and very we will reach also because the goals looks achievable now. Okay, given the pace of development which is happening, whether it is infrastructure, whether it is schemes, whether it is the economy, whether it is the women empowerment, everywhere there is progress happening, especially in the modern things like electric vehicles or renewable energy or anything. Okay, people coming out of poverty and unemployment, everything is at the highest pace now. So that is why there is a possibility that we can become a developed nation by 2047 and become the third or second largest economy also by then. Okay, so author is actually not agreeing to it fully. That is where we will discuss now. So the priorities, okay, whatever we have, economic development is being overemphasized in this scheme. You are doing things, okay, but again, economic development alone is overemphasized, like structural transformation, organizing labor market, increasing competitiveness, improving the financial and social inclusion, governance reform, green revolution. Everything is like money making thing. So by making a title of world's largest economy doesn't mean you will become the best country in the world or the best developed country in the world. That is what the author is telling. Okay, material development can be accepted, but that is only one of the many things. Okay, that's only one of the many things we need. So what is he wanting? He is wanting actually happiness to become the goal. Okay, so he's telling instead of Viksit Bharat, Sashakt Bharat and all, it should be Kushal Bharat, Viksit Bharat, that is happy India, developed India. Okay, he wants happiness to be considered because there is already a global happiness index and all. So that type index should be there and we should make people happy. Okay, so just because you are developed, that doesn't mean it need be a happy country. Okay, ironically, the nations which have developed, the people there are maybe not happy. So that is why the social, psychological well-being, all these indicators has to be considered, and just being wealthy should not be the focus of Viksit Bharat. That is what the author is telling. So World Happiness Report, I told you, it is released by UN Sustainable Development Solution Network. This again is not given in a Hindu, but UPSC will ask it. Okay. India's rank is also very poor in the latest report. It is 126 out of 137 countries. Okay. So India is being the like 5th largest economy and all. That means our economy is improving, but our happiness quotient is not increasing. Okay, so that is what we have to see. Like this is no longer a subjective matter. This has to be the main goal of our public policies and all. Like many other countries, like Bhutan and the Nordic countries and all are following, and they are the ones who will be in top ranks also. So 2012, this report came for the very first time, and they use different variables. This is again important for your prelims: GDP per capita, healthy life expectancy at birth, generosity, social support, freedom to make life choices, and perception of corruption. Okay, this will definitely come in your prelims this year or next year. So you have to by heart this. Okay, you have to know this detail. And little more details you can go, like India, where they perform good or bad. That also you can Google and check the report. Okay, so happiness report places this times extra emphasis on trust and benevolence also, because COVID situation was going on. So that time, how did the people behave with each other, how much kind they were and all. So the co-author of this report is telling in these various forms of kindness you can see, like helping a stranger, giving to charity, volunteering for any other issues and all. So after the pandemic level, there is an increase in all these activities. Okay, despite the pandemic and economic crisis and personal losses, the act of kindness has overall improved compared to the pre-pandemic. So that's a good sign. And the top countries are usually Finland, Denmark, Iceland and Netherlands. All you can tell in the north of Europe. So these are the countries who comes in the top ranks, and they also have achieved development without any disruption in their social things and all. Okay, they have built up social connections, support systems, counseling, every kind of thing to for the people to fight depression or any problem which they have in their personal life. That is also taken care. Okay, so if you don't take care and only look for economic development, then more crimes and disorders also will come in your country, and then you cannot call it a proper Viksit Bharat. Okay. So you should look beyond the GDP number. Social indicators should be considered. European Commission is also currently focusing something to shift beyond GDP and measure the economic and the social and all those other performances they are doing. So India also should do. So they are telling here some suggestions, like what all should be included in the Viksit Bharat other than GDP. Okay. You should look the Human Development Index, where they are checking life expectancy, educational attainment, income level. These things are considered in Human Development Index. So this also should be considered to check whether India is actually developing or not. Else, United Nations Research Institute for Social Development in 1970, they made something called Social Development Index. So that also has 16 core indicators. This should be included in our Viksit Bharat agenda. Then World Bank. World Bank has Environmentally Sustainable Development Division, and they have developed something called the Green Index. So that also should be incorporated. Okay, 3 components are there: producing asset, natural resources, human resources. So these kind of things which they have in Green Index, that also should be considered within India's Viksit Bharat. Then there is an International Human Suffering Index. Okay, so that measures the countries on different parameters on human suffering. That also, don't try to find out who publishes this. Okay, just Google and find out who publishes International Human Suffering Index and put it in the comment section. Then other than that, they are mentioning here the Global Innovation Index, Rule of Law Index, Poverty Index, Corruption Perception Index, Gender Equality Index, World Press Freedom Index. So all these things are required for a proper happy India. For this, because it's mentioned, I have put some facts for you for the prelims perspective. So Global Innovation Index is by the WIPO. Then Rule of Law Index, this was asked in 2017 or 18 prelims. Okay, so it is by World Justice Report. When this came in the options, many students did not even consider this option because they have never heard of it. It's actually an international civil society organization with the stated mission of working for the rule of law across the world. So this is important. Already UPSC have asked it. Then Poverty Index, there are many poverty indexes within India and outside India, but the most popular one is the Multidimensional Poverty Index. Okay, that is by UNDP and this Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative. And in India, NITI Aayog collaborates with them to make the National Poverty Index. Okay, then there is Corruption Perception Index by Transparency International since 1995. Then there is Gender Equality Index. There are many indexes again for gender related one, but this particular name is one report under European Institute for Gender Equality. Then there is World Press Freedom Index, which again UPSC have asked once. Reporters Without Borders, since 2002 they are publishing it. So like this, if you see in Vaishya AS, there are hundreds of charts. If you see all the gender related one, we have put in one single chart because it's very important. Okay, so who publishes it, what are the criteria, and what is any trick to learn this, everything will be there. And this is what our students are studying every year, and that is why we tell our test series is one of the best in the country. Okay, so these are again hundreds of reports given here. This is one chart. Another chart you can see box wise I have given, like what is, like World Bank publishes all these, FATF publishes this, Transparency International, Economic Intelligence Unit, OECD, or you can take here IEA, the Energy Association, the OPEC, the WHO, the UNCTAD, World Economic Forum. These many reports are there. So anything which is important and in news will be there in Vaishya's test series, charts, lectures, and all these places. So make sure you are that serious aspirant who is studying from these right sources. Okay, now for the third article. Insurgency in Jammu and Kashmir. The map is important. You should know this area is under China after 1962 war. And this area, which is black line you see, this is the line of control. Okay, this line is the line of actual control, LAC, which is between India and China. And this black line is the LOC. Okay, LOC, and there it is like under the occupation of Pakistan. And another thing is, Pakistan is so kind of person that already you are illegally occupied here, and from that one area they have given to Pakistan, given to China also. Okay, that much shameless kind of country it is. It's not your place and still you are distributing it here and there. So here Gilgit and all, we but consider this complete thing as ours only in our official map. But as of the physical presence, it is Pakistan here and China here. Okay, and these small places, Kargil, Udhampur, Jammu, Katwa, they're all places you will hear when in any terrorist activity or border crossing or any such negative news and all, you would have heard from here. So again, the Pir Panjal Valley, which for many years it was like peaceful, there again militants are coming, and militants and security forces are fighting in the jungle terrain. This year 28 soldiers lost their life. So this Jammu and Kashmir security forces is like having double challenge. One is to tackle the terrorist also, the proper terrorist, and another is this small insurgency which happen. Maybe the citizens itself get misguided there, and then they go against the army, they hate the army. So such things happen. So these death of things, and after that security forces taking very strong actions, and sometimes civilians you hear like they are dead and they are injured and all. That also is a bad thing. So this author is questioning this only. Such heinous actions by security forces targeting civilians in response to militant attacks are clearly problematic on 2 counts. Okay. First is it increases the unpopularity of a regime, that it has not been democratically elected. Okay, you know, Jammu and Kashmir, now we made a UT, so it's not a democratically elected elections. last 5 years there is no election held there. So already people may not be happy with the administration. On top of that, if you harm the citizens or take actions on civilians, it will again harm the popularity of your regime only. Okay, so, and it's a blow against counterinsurgency in that area. Okay, people will not cooperate. People may even support the militants, and also your agenda will fail. Okay, your governance will fail there by creating discontent among the residents in the region who already has been not very supportive of anything. Okay, whether it's militancy or army, they have not supported. So don't make them choose a side which is opposite to you. That is what the author is starting as an opening line. Okay, this is a very small article, just 2 pages, this one more slide. And second, they are telling the legitimacy of the force or violence and its use by the state depends on the justness of the action. Okay, so if you're doing something, it should be just and fair. It's not like simply indiscriminately like how you can tell Israel is doing now. Israel is like bombing, that is fine, okay, because they were attacked, so they are attacking back. But you indiscriminately go and put bomb wherever you like, and then in the name of killing the Hamas or terrorist, and instead you kill civilians also in that is not justifiable. Okay, that is not accepted. So same like that in here also, Indian government should see to it that even though you have given this, if you see no hold barred security centric approach, meaning there is no questions asked and they are given full control. Army is given the full control of doing whatever you need to maintain security there, maintain peace there. So that way, if you do, these acts of violation and crime in the name of counterinsurgency are clear evidence that the approach is not working. Okay, because people are unhappy, civilians are dying, and more insurgency is happening. So all these militants activity, the asymmetric warfare, the violation, all these are not good, and so it is a bad sign now, because we had once kind of solved the Jammu and Kashmir issue, but it's again resurfacing slowly. Okay, so the author is just warning the government that we should take care of it. The last article, again just 2 slides, the health. Okay, health, that heart attack which happened in 2023 Navaratri festival in Gujarat, 10 people died of heart attack in 24 hours. Okay, and the age is like from 13 years old to the middle-aged individuals also. So this is happening not only in Gujarat, it is happening across the nation, and so that is why this communicable disease has to be taken care of. Okay, sorry, no, the non-communicable disease. Okay, communicable means something which spreads through like air and water and all, like COVID and cholera, typhoid and all. But other things, which is like you can tell cancer, diabetes, hypertension, heart attacks, these things have to be taken care, and you can use these data in your exam. WHO has a report, Invisible Numbers, that they told 66% of death in India are attributed to non-communicable disease. Okay, and 22% of individuals are 30-year-old or above, and before their 70th birthday, they are dying. Okay, and the global possibilities of 18%, India's is 22%. So that is why India is called the kind of diabetes capital of the world, or this heart attack capital of the world and all, as per recent data and numbers. So it's never too late to invest in health, and that is why it is largely preventable depending on your daily life choices. So here, this NCD, it is like a silent epidemic, you can tell, because corona and all is not silent, you know, everybody knows it, but this is kind of a silent thing happening because of your lifestyle, maybe tobacco or alcohol, or any diet unhealthy, or maybe lack of physical activity. There are many reasons here which is written here, and this will lead to stress, anxiety, depression. So this, if you see, you can link it to the other article which we discussed about happiness index also. The more happy you are, the country also, it will benefit, your personal, family, society, everything will benefit. Okay, so being the diabetes capital with 101 million diabetics and 136 million pre-diabetics, India should try to take this more seriously. Okay, cardiovascular diseases are topping the mortality charts, that is the death rates and all. Cancer is also happening, and 57% it will be by 2040. So this is socially also affecting you, and economically also the full family is facing the burden. Okay, so this data also you can use. World Economic Forum is estimating that India could incur a staggering cost of 4.58 trillion between 2012 and 30 due to this NCD and mental health condition. So this is why we have to like aspire for $5 trillion economy is fine. Okay, but this growing incidence of NCD is also has to be taken care, and we are already doing schemes like National Program for Prevention of Cancer, Diabetes, Cardiovascular Diseases. Then we have something called 75-25 initiative. This also in prelims they will ask. That is here. Okay, that is the program aims to ensure that 75 million individuals suffering from hypertension and diabetes receive standardized care by 2025. That is why 75-25. Okay, so primarily through the primary health center. That's also important. So that is how we have been working on it, but it is not sufficient. So now as the new year has come and people has to choose this, like there's no other option. You have to choose the health as the top priority, and you cannot give a break anymore. So your lifestyle, your work, engaging in activity, pollution, urban planning, everything are factors, and everywhere you should see to it that your body is moving, regular health checkup is happening, your daily lifestyle is changing. So that in 4 bullet points they have given the same thing. First thing, you have to integrate more natural movement. Okay, meaning wherever you can walk instead of using a vehicle. So your cardiovascular fitness and all will improve, your bone strength will improve. And second is slow food over fast food. Okay, instead of this fast food, junk food and all, the properly slowly cooked food, homely food with the proper ingredients, that you should connect to your body, and that will help you grow properly in the environment. Then this one, health checkup. Okay, like every 6 months or every 1 year you should do a proper health checkup, because people have this attitude like it's better not to know. Okay, people will think if I check then I'll get tensed because I'll have that disease, I will have this disease, so better not to know. That is the attitude we had, but it has to change, like it's best for me. Okay, from it's better not to know to it's best for me. This also you can use in an opening line in your answer. Okay, this attitude has to change. Then fourth, in dinner table and all this, people should start talking about it. Okay, because most people don't talk. You ask every other things like your achievement, your salary, your age, your marriage, everything you ask, but you don't discuss health. You don't talk like how much you walk today, how much you feel anxious today, are you like stressed, or these mental issues, the health issues, all these things you don't discuss. So you have to normalize talking about health issues. Okay, so winning the war against NCD is not just vital for individual well-being, it's a decisive factor in safeguarding the health of a nation. UPSC can ask this exact statement and justify or elaborate. Then this full article which we discussed, you have to write. Okay, so personal improvement will lead to a more prosperous India and a healthier nation. So it's all about daily life choices. Small consistent actions when multiplied across millions can generate a seismic shift in the health landscape. This line you can use in your conclusion. So I'm literally teaching you a proper mains answer which you can write in your GS1 or GS3, wherever this question comes. You have to write like this with a pattern. Okay, and if you have taken it seriously and understood this, you try to comment this below in the comment section. Okay, in 2024 I shall prioritize my health. Just comment it so that I know that you have watched till the end of this video and you are taking these lectures very seriously. Okay, because it's not simply watching for time pass and then thinking like I will make notes later, I will study later. When you watch it, that time itself your learning should complete. Okay, don't bother about making notes and then again rethinking. This and all should directly go to your brain, and you should take it very seriously in the exam point of view and not just like a YouTube video. Okay, and again, if you are a pack 4 pack 5 student, hope you are started to get your goodies, and we'll start publishing the unboxing videos also. Many students have started getting and others will keep getting in this month itself. January we have put the maximum dispatches out in across the country. Okay, every state of India at least one bag and hoodie would have been dispatched by now. So it will take 10 days, 15 days and all depending on your location. So as and when you get, we'll expect you to send that unboxing video so that we can publish it to our Instagram and YouTube and all, and inspire more students to be part of EIGE, who takes care of your complete preparation for UPSC. Okay, so WhatsApp me for 2024-25 current affair, anything you want, WhatsApp, and then comment as I told. Even one index I asked you, who publishes one of the index, tell me that also in comment section, and I'll wind up this and come up with more videos soon. So thank you and have a nice day.